Yo, what's up, guys?
Go do
We're gonna
it.
do a what's it called? We're gonna do a horror story reaction with the boys. You already know. Once we do the horror story reaction, we're gonna listen to these horror stories. Yeah, I'm kind of stuttering. You know. Okay, let's go. We're gonna story one. All right, boys, you can
He would
start the
definitely
video. You can
start
start.
the video.
All right.
This is not exactly my story.
Why is there echo?
My sister, Annie, told me about this incident,
Starts
and I
mute.
swear it still gives me goosebumps to this day.
Sorry, guys. There's a little echo. Okay, now play it.
Annie was working in a fashion magazine as a graphic designer back then. She's
Alright.
always been independent. We grew up in a small town in Wisconsin. Our parents still lived there. I was staying in California for my higher
I've never been
studies,
to
and
Cali,
Annie
bro.
took this job in
Never been
Mexico.
to Cali.
Annie and I often communicated through video calls. The
Is
day
that
she
an
moved into her new
Android
apartment,
IC?
she Skyped me and showed me the entire place. It was a 2 BHK apartment, and honestly,
Alright.
a bit big for one person. I told her to get a roommate in case she feels alone, but my sister didn't bother much. She
Imagine
said
being
she enjoys
alone.
this space, so I didn't say anything more. Our lives went on. Almost every weekend, we connected through video calls and talked for at least an hour. She
Okay.
wasn't dating anyone at the time, but I still told her to be cautious before trusting someone. I just wanted to make sure she was safe. We generally talked during Sunday mornings, as it was idle for both of us. So one Sunday, I was waiting to talk to her, but time went by and she didn't call me. I waited till the afternoon, and
She must have
still
got
I didn't
kidnapped or
see a call.
something.
I called her cell phone and she picked up and said, "I'm sorry, Justin. I couldn't get any sleep last night. I woke up late. Why? Is everything okay? Are you
Is that
feeling
your
sick?"
girl, buddy?
"Everything's
Is
fine.
that your girl?
It's just someone
You
kept
better
ringing my
vest up and
doorbell at around
be
2
the for
a.m.
talking to her, bro.
What? Who was it? That's the issue.
You better vest up,
Every
bro.
time I opened the door, I
Get your
found
bulletproof
myself
vest.
standing in the passage
One
alone.
up on, bro. That's how
There
you
was
do
no
it.
one. Did you tell your landlord about this?
And guys,
Oh,
What can he do?
guys, I'll put the
I
Discord
think someone was
server,
just playing a prank on me.
my Discord server
Annie, I
in
don't
the
think you should take this
description,
matter so lightly.
so you guys could
I'm
join for
sending
my
you a set of
subs where
security
you know
cameras.
it's
Please
good
install them
vibe in there.
immediately
You know,
once you
give me
receive
some
my
nice
package.
ideas.
My sister
Let's get
kept
back to
saying
this
it was
video
nothing.
now. No, an ad. An ad.
you have an ad.
But still, I sent her a set of security cameras.
Mute, mute, mute.
She installed it, and a week passed by without any problem. Until
Alright.
one night, she called me and said in a nervous voice, "Justin, it's happening again. Someone just rang the doorbell."
Nah.
But the
Go over there,
scariest
bro.
part is that
Get your
no
girl.
one's in the footage. I'm
Get your
scared now.
girl right
I
now.
could sense the fear and
Right now, bro.
nervousness
Get
in
your
her
girl.
voice. "Just go to your room and don't answer the door
Get your
until
girl.
I get
Get your
there."
girl, bro.
I saw the clock. It was
Alright.
11 p.m. I knew if I drive fast, I'll reach there in about 35 to 40 minutes. I jumped in my
35 to
car and
40
started the
minutes,
engine.
bro.
Annie
Isn't that
sent me
even
the
long? That's
location of
longer
her
than
apartment.
991 to even
When
reach
I
our
reached
house,
her
boy.
apartment, I found the
They usually
entire
reach your house
area
in
in
20
complete
minutes or
silence.
something, bro.
I called Annie and asked her for which floor she was on.
It's a hard knock.
I rushed to the 3rd floor and rang her doorbell. I bet she saw me in the security monitor. Hence, she opened the door in one go and hugged me in fear.
I thought somebody
"Oh,
else was
Justin,
gonna go
thank
in there,
God
bro.
you came." We went inside and I calmed her down.
Alright.
"Tell me everything, Annie.
Good boyfriend.
What the
I'm
hell
not
is
even
going
sure
on
if you guys
here?"
are boyfriends,
I
but
said. Annie
Good
looked
boy
at the
from the road.
security monitor on the
Award
wall,
2020,
right
let's
beside
go.
the main door. Her eyes widened in terror. She said in a low voice, "I was watching a movie in the living room when suddenly the doorbell rang. I turned back, but there was no one on the security monitor, so this time I didn't open the door. But I heard a chuckle. It felt like a kid's laughter."
Ding dong ditch.
"Ah, this is the matter then. A kid is playing ding dong ditch with you.
Yeah,
We
that's
all
what I
did
think.
this when we were kids. I'm sure the kid rang the doorbell and ran away before you could see him. But even to ring the doorbell, he has to stand right in front of the door." "Not necessarily, Annie. You don't know the kids of this age. They're way smarter than you and myself. I'm sure the kid noticed the camera outside. Anyway, let's wait for him to come back again." Annie made some fried chicken, and I told
Fried
her to go to
chicken?
sleep.
Yes,
I
sir.
decided to stay awake and watch for the kid to come again.
Yo, boys, I don't know
I laid
about
on the
you.
couch and
I don't
waited
know
for the
about you,
bell
boys, but
to
I'm
ring
eating
again.
all that fried chicken.
An hour went
Yeah.
by and the clock struck to 2 a.m. I maybe dozed off on the couch when the doorbell rang again. I almost jumped from the couch and rushed towards the monitor. But this time, I saw a kid standing outside.
Alright.
It was a little boy, and he kept his
Little
head
Timmy,
down, which
little
was why I
Jimmy,
couldn't
little
see his
Timmy.
face. I asked without opening the door, "Are you lost, kiddo?" He
Are
didn't
you
answer.
lost? Are you
He just
lost
stood
in my
there in the same
box?
manner. So I asked again, "Is it you who's been ringing the doorbell all this time and running away?" The kid lifted his face and looked into the camera.
Whoa, whoa,
I have never seen
whoa.
such a creepy face.
This man
I
hasn't
mean,
slept for 8
if I'm
years,
explaining
24
it
now.
right, his face was completely bloodless. There were dark patches under his bright big eyes. His thin lips were
Okay.
dry like a cemented surface. I never ran away. I stood here each time, but Annie couldn't see me. You know my sister? Why didn't she save me that day? What? I went to open the door and welcome the kid inside. As soon as I unlocked the door and twisted the doorknob, I heard Annie scream behind.
Jeez,
No,
Annie's creepy.
Justin, don't open the door. Annie sprinted towards me and slammed herself on the door. Don't open the door. He's trying to get in. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yo.
It's just a kid, Annie. No, you're not getting it. The kid standing on the other side of the door died last month. What? I couldn't believe my ears. I looked at the camera again and saw the kid disturbingly smile at the camera. His skin was coming off. Blood was dripping from his eyes.
No.
He came extremely close to the camera and said,
No.
She should have saved me! Why didn't she save me? Why? Why?
The kid then opened his black mouth, and all the lights of the apartment smashed at once. The screen on the security monitor shattered
Bro,
too.
better get that holy
There was
water.
glass everywhere. I can't tell you how I got Annie out of
Better
the
get that
apartment and
holy
brought
water,
her to
bro.
my place that night. She had a fever for almost a week, and in her sleep she often cried, saying, "He's ringing the bell again." When she finally got a bit better, I came to know the entire story. The
Alright.
kid's name was Mike. He lived on the
Michael
same floor as
Myers?
her.
Imagine he drowned him.
One day it was raining heavily. A thunderstorm was
I mean,
also
that's
going on.
Jason.
Annie returned home from work. She just moved in that time. While she was unlocking the door, she saw Mike running to the roof, crying. She heard his parents fighting in their apartment. Annie followed him. When she got to the roof, she saw Mike was sitting on the edge of the roof.
No.
She screamed and pleaded for him to get down, but the kid didn't listen. She started walking towards him to pull him down, but before she could reach him, a bolt of lightning struck in near distance, scaring the hell out of this little kid, and he lost his balance. Mike died falling from the roof of this 7-story building. My sister couldn't save him that day.
He couldn't.
Annie and I visited Mike's
save her.
grave last week.
that one, you know.
I hope the kid's soul rests in peace.
A password, boys. I mean, a freaking ad.
Before
Ad.
starting the story, I would suggest you guys to go subscribe to the channel. It turns out that most of you guys who watch me aren't actually subscribed. So, if you like the content and want to support the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell.
Shut up.
It's
Nobody's
free,
from
and you can
future.
always change your mind later.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Guy.
Okay, I'll stay here until the file arrives. As soon as I got off the call, I noticed the time. It was 9:30, and I was still stuck in the damned office.
Stobo scary music.
I've been working here as a software engineer for the last 2 years.
Software engineer.
Work pressure in an IT company can be unbearable sometimes. I wanted to go home early today, but see my rotten luck. Now I have to wait until the last file arrives. I went to my cabin and fired up my laptop once again. There's probably no one in the building right now.
Alright.
I looked around. This is not the first time I got stuck in a night shift, though.
I'll never work
God
night
knows how
shift
long
like-
I have to wait now. I started watching some YouTube videos to pass the time, but my eyes were becoming heavy. I slapped my cheek lightly, saying, "Come on, Andrew, wake up." I got up to get some coffee from the cafeteria. As I walked down the
Okay.
empty office space, I understood how chaotic things get here in the morning. I was enjoying the silence to some extent. I reached near the coffee machine and started to pour myself a cup of strong black coffee. While I was doing so, a kiddish idea came to my mind. I took the coffee and walked straight to the security room in the corner of the cafeteria. I swiped my card and got inside. Due to a long night shift, the office gave me this master key, which unlocks each and every door in the building. I have a
Okay.
fascination for the security room. The cameras are still on, and I saw every passage and corridor flaunting on the big screen. I sat in front of it and decided to check the building just to pass the time. I took a sip of the warm coffee and started to go through every camera in this building. The
Mm,
cubicles were empty, and so were the office cabins. I was shifting to another floor, just when I saw the lift on the ground floor opening. Who's coming here at this hour? As soon as the lift door slid, I saw a woman wearing a blue dress walk in. I never saw her, and I was sure she didn't work here, because then I would have known her. She stood in the hallway and took out a cell phone from her purse. I wasn't the peeping Tom, but I wanted to know what she was doing in an IT company at this hour of the night. She dialed up someone. I had no doubt she took the elevator from the basement. The parking lot is in the basement. She talked to someone for a few seconds and then stood there waiting.
I thought it was
Within
him.
15 minutes, the elevator door opened once again and she got inside. It was clear that someone was in the elevator, and that is the person who she came to meet here. I kept going on each floor to see who these people were. The elevator
Yes. Do
stopped
it.
at
Do
the
it. Do
third
it. Do it.
floor,
Do it.
and the woman came out with my boss. What the hell? My boss, Mr. Newman, left early today. Everybody knows today is his anniversary party. What is he doing here at this hour?
Okay, it's
And
your
who's
boss.
that
It's
woman?
straight, bro. It's straight. It's
I
that.
kept following them through the
Yes, do
camera.
that. Do that.
They walked past the corridor and went to his cabin. They came